What is going on, guys? This is Josh Plays, and I am here today with my first ever race upload from iRacing. I'm going to try to be doing these at least once a week. I am currently in the Arca Menards Chevy Impala League, racing in the Nelbud livery. Nelbud is the company that I work for. We are currently sitting in a Class D league, but I actually have my Class C license I got a couple weeks ago. So after this season, I will be moving up to race in the camping truck series. But I figured in the meantime, I'll just go ahead and enjoy some nice wheel-to-wheel racing, get used to the tracks, and just familiarize myself with a little bit more oval racing since I primarily did the road racing. For the most part, it's just going to be the raw footage. Just want you guys to be able to listen to the sounds of the engine, the cars, but I will be doing some odd commentating every now and again. So with that, let's go ahead and get into this race start. So here right off the bat, we're all trying to get bunched up. This number 9 right in front of me he's trying to like jump the start, but at the same time he's actually causing me to have to try and brake. So kind of smart from his part. Really sucked on my race start, but we still top 6 guys all got good start. Kind of jumped the pack ahead of it. Going into turn 1, I actually let up a little bit. A lot of people like to go really hard into this turn, try and keep it up. You'll see later on in the race why I did that. Really not trying to kill my tires, but we still got a good corner exit. This car to my left, I believe it's going to be the number 13. He gets a good run on me. I end up taking the high line because I saw him coming, trying to give him room. Going back down the main straight from turn 4. He's still up on my inside. I see him there. And I go back over, he drops back. Got a good run on him on the main straight. Now we're back on the line that I want to take through this. Little bit of chaos behind. 13 crashed. I think there's actually a 3-car pileup behind me. In the Arca Menards series, in any Class D racing, and I think Class C too, there's no caution flags. You only get cautions in B or A license. See this car right ahead went really wide. The number 11, he's going to be really slow through this corner, try and stay as close as possible, but he loses it. Thankfully, I'm able to collect myself. Don't hit the wall, but I am going to lose 3 spots from this. That was kind of my own fault. I shouldn't have stayed so close. Trying to stay as close to the bottom as I possibly could, but I should have given him more room. Got a really nice run on the number 18 Red Bull coming out of turn 4. Gonna come up into turn 1, basically side by side through this corner. '18 loses a little bit of momentum. I had a really good exit. Really trying to stay as close to that line as possible. Touch the wall a little bit, and this is my first time racing around this track this season. Trying to get used to it again. There are going to be a couple wall bumps. No damage. I got no damage from any of the wall touches, which is really, really thankful, because it could have greatly impacted my race. You're going to see a mix of lines here too. A lot of people like taking the high lines through 1 and 2. Some people like taking the high line through 3 and 4. I'm trying to stay on the bottom, as tight to that blue and white line as possible, save these tires. Realistically, in these opening laps, I could actually be pretty much flat out on the throttle, but the tire wear and the tire temperature would skyrocket. I saw that 18 kind of closing in on that straight, so I actually chose to do the high line there, get a little bit of a better exit. And back down to my low line. You have to be really careful with this low line though, because it's great when your wheel's on the line, but if you get over just a little bit, car wants to get loose on you. This number 13 actually just attached himself to the wall. Wait, no, that's not the 13. Not exactly sure. I know the 9 and the 11. These guys are battling really fiercely these last couple laps. Getting ready to try and go 3 wide in turn 1. Thankfully, the 9 backed out. That could have been really bad. I think here's where you're going to see it. Yep. Number 11 gets into the 9, and I dip down, and I just barely make it past. Just barely. That could have been race over for me right then and there. So currently sitting in 5th position. I had started 6th. After that guy, me and that guy went into each other on turn 2. I ended up going all the way back to, pretty sure I went all the way back to 10th. So now back up into 5th. Trying to fight with this number 12. It's taking the high line, but that's really bad for your tires on this track if you continuously do it. It's good every now and again, but I feel like it actually hurts your tires more in the long run. So we're still side by side going down this back straight. He's on my right. He's going to take that high line. And if I'm correct, I believe he has to lift coming out of this turn 4. Now this 22 behind me was absolutely rolling through the field. I mean, he's going to stay behind me pretty much the entirety of the race. And there you see, went over the apron and down into the warm-up lap area, and that's just not good for your car. It totally unsettles it. I had to make a save there. Now back in the 14. Moved over for us. Really nice lapped car. Kudos to you, 14, if you're watching this. And from this point on, now we're just trying to catch that car right in front. And that 22 is also still right behind. I know it's hard to see with the mirrors, but he's right behind me. So it's a matter of trying to catch up, but also defend from this guy. He's about 2 car lengths back. Almost went down into the apron again. That's something I gotta work on. You'll see as we go into these turns, I'm gradually letting off the gas a little bit earlier. I didn't brake this entire race. It's all a matter, especially at Charlotte, with it being such a fast a mile-and-a-half track, you really just want to coast. See, I'm gaining on the car in front, and the 22 behind is actually falling back. As I was saying earlier, he had a big run through the first couple laps of the race, but the more you push in the beginning of the race, the harder it's going to be to maintain that pace later on. And that's why, for me, I wasn't trying to push in the first 10 laps. I was letting everybody else fight it out, keep my tires safe. I mean, look how far back he is, literally just after 1 lap. He went from 2 car lengths behind to now he's almost 6, 7 car lengths behind. At this point, he's almost a second behind me. Trying to stay as tight to that skirt as I possibly can. That's been my favorite line throughout this entire track. Still running 5th, but now I've got a really nice gap behind the 6th, so I don't have to worry about defending, and now I can focus on attacking. Again, went down below the skirt. You saw the car get loose there. I had to make another save. Probably the biggest error that I'm currently making in my driving, which I just have to be more careful of. So these guys up ahead are fighting. The number 10 is 2 cars ahead of me in that red, white, and blue. Had a real nice overtake there on the outside line. Just trying to keep it as consistent as possible. Gonna get a really nice run on this number 9 down this front straight. Stay right on him as close as I can. I know I'm faster between 3 and 4. Had to let off there. Got a little bit too close to him. That's not really a corner you want to go low to high either to try and make a pass. He opens up the inside, so I'm going to take this inside line on him. Pass done. I am now up into 4th. 2nd and 3rd place are right in front of me. Went a little too deep into that corner. Had to let off a little bit. Thankfully, so did the number 9 behind me, so I didn't lose any time to him. See the number 10 trying to go up the inside. He's going to be defending. Actually, I lied. That is a lap car. That's the number 11 that crashed earlier. So this number 11 is actually going to be making things really difficult for us here. You're going to see it coming down into turn 1 because he's trying to fight us. He's not giving us these positions. So going into this turn, number 9 still behind me. Number 11 way up top. I had to let off the gas. I could now, if there was no car there, I could have stayed flat out throughout the entire thing and gone up. Or with him coming back down from being up top, if I had kept my pedal to the floor, I would have gone up and probably been right on his behind, and I didn't want to risk crashing anybody out. So I get a really good run on the 10 and the 11 here. 10 does a great job of blocking. As you saw with that number 11, keeping us all right behind him just for even a single lap. That number 9 closed in on us, and he just got spun by the 11. That's what I actually went back after the race and rewatched it back. And number 11 got on his rear fender and spun him. So now it's our battle between 2nd and 3rd place, myself and the number 10. And I'm just going to be quiet here and let you guys enjoy this. This is some of the best wheel-to-wheel racing I've probably had in an oval in this in iRacing so far. So enjoy. Tapped the wall there, got on the accelerator a little too soon. Thankfully, it actually didn't really take off a whole lot of speed from me. Still right up behind him. So here's where I went a little too deep into this, and I had to back off the throttle so much because I was driving him up the track, and so I just had to let off and let him go back by. You can still hear him. He went a little bit deeper, but because he went a little bit deeper, he actually had to let off the throttle. Took too much speed going up top, and that's going to allow me to complete the pass. I am now up into second place. There are 3 lap cars in front of me, and first place is pretty much going into turn 1 right now. He had a massive lead on the rest of the field from us having to pass the lap cars. That's him in the red. He's got the red fender. And at this point, now it's just be nice to the tires, don't make any mistakes, and wrap this podium up. Too high and hit the wall. Thankfully recovered it, but not making things easy on me. Thankfully the number 10 wasn't closer because he got a really good run on me there after I lost that much speed. Tries to take the high line on me, but I recollect myself and I'm able to actually retain a lot of speed going down that lower line. The 35 lap race, and I believe there's 3 laps left to go. White flag, last lap. Got a little bit nervous here, coming up on some lap traffic, literally on my last lap with the number 10 right behind me. Ended up doing a switchback on this guy. Checkered flag is waving, and we finished the race in P2. Qualified P6, and after that accident after getting pushed by the number 11, all the way back to 10th, and pushed my way all the way back up to P2 for the podium. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate you being here. If you like the commentary, please go down, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any recommendations, suggestions, go for it. I'm trying to figure out a way how to live stream these. Unfortunately, my my sim setup actually doesn't have the power with a 1070 to both race and stream at the same time. So for the right now, replays is all I've got. But thank you again. Might have one more race here at Charlotte to be able to put up, but if not, I will see you next week at one of our shorter tracks. I believe it's a mile track, not sure which one. Thank you guys. Have a good one.